Hello and welcome to Unlocking Possibilities, the podcast that will help you to transform your life and or your business from the inside out. I'll be bringing to you the best of NLP and cutting-edge neuroscience of your multiple brains. I'll be exploring how these transformational coaching modalities have the potential to change your life. And if you're interested in training to coach others in NLP or MBIT, then listen out for more information about my training courses and how you can become an accredited NLP and MBIT coach. Hello and welcome to this episode of Unlocking Possibilities with NLP and Coaching. I'm Sarah Fletcher, your host, and this is part 2 of Reclaiming Your Life. So if you listened to last week's episode, then you will have heard me talking about my book, Kiss Your Life, The Calm Guide to Keeping Your Life Successfully Simple. And we started with the C of calm, creating your wonderful life. And we explored getting intentional and getting clear on what it is that you want, because we talked about the fact that most of us live our lives on autopilot. We, get up, do what we need to do, go through the motions of the day, come home, see to the kids, do whatever we need to do, sleep, and repeat, and eat, sleep, and repeat. Living a lot of our lives are in a bit of a trance and on autopilot from the beliefs that we that were installed from childhood, and the beliefs of who we think we are, and not really questioning, not really stopping and pausing to ask ourselves, is this the life that I really want? Am I really, truly, deeply happy in whatever way that means for you? Am I doing the things every single day that I want to do? Am I bringing as much joy and, happiness and lightness to my life every single day? Do you wake up in the morning and say to yourself, how am I going to bring joy and lightness to my life today? How am I going to bring the best of me to my family, to my work, to me? How am I going to bring the best of me, to my self-care, to my mental health and well-being, to my physical health and well-being? Do we really start the day with those questions? Or do we end up just rolling out of bed, hitting the snooze, or, scrolling through socials, catching up on emails, jumping out of bed, getting a shower, off we go to work again? How do we live our lives every single day? So last week was very much about reclaiming your life by getting intentional with your thoughts and feelings and deciding and intentionally what it is that you actually wanted. So we can have our big goals. We can say to ourselves, well, I want to, change my job. I want to run a business. I want to have more financial freedom. I want to have more free time. We can have these goals. And then, of course, what we need to do then is break those goals down into smaller actionable steps that we take every single day. And I can't remember the quote, but about taking a step every single day to get to where we want to get to. So that's what we talked about last week: living intentionally, creating and designing the life that we want by, first of all, tuning into ourselves, pausing, taking a breath, taking a moment, and being more present with ourselves, rather than being on that treadmill of life. So today we're going to take that a little bit further, and I'm moving on to the next chapter in my book, which starts to share with you some concepts and a method for tuning into not just the wisdom of your brain. So last week, we talked about what you want and setting some goals, and which is very much head brain thinking, getting clarity on where you want to go. But actually, we're so much more than a head brain. We also have a body, and we have body wisdom. We have our heart intelligence wisdom, and we have our gut intelligence wisdom. And actually, to reclaim our life fully and live in all our wisdom and live in our fullest expression of who we truly are, it involves us integrating and aligning the brain and body so that we can begin to really tune into our values, what it is that you want in your life, and tuning into the full expression of your creativity and imagination and ideas and possibilities, and then having the courage, your gut brain, to take action, to release and let go of what no longer serves you, limiting beliefs, fear, past experiences that have happened that you might still be holding on to. It requires us to let go of that and move into courageous action and live your life fully. And I remember, I think I've said this before in one of my podcast episodes, when I was leaving teaching, I'd been a teacher for, I think it was about 18 years by the time I left, in various capacities. I'd worked in pupil referral units, educational diversity. I'd worked in high schools. I'd worked in further education. I'd worked in higher education. I'd run a business mid 2000 for 2 years, where I ran a business with my friend where we delivered emotional intelligence programs, self-esteem, confidence. So I'd been in education for a long time, and have a core identity, and still do have a core identity as a teacher, a facilitator, an educator. And at that time I had that identity within that sort of context, within an education context. So when I decided that I wanted to leave my teaching job, which I had been thinking about for a few years before I actually left, I'd always said, bringing it into creation, I'd always said I wanted to teach NLP. I'd always said that at some point I would become an NLP trainer and have my own training and coaching business fully. I did have a therapeutic practice, but I wanted to have a full-time training and coaching business. So I'd always said I was going to do that. So when I'd sort of started to think about leaving teaching, a few things had happened, and teaching was getting harder in a sense of all the other expectations, not the teaching itself. I love teaching, still do. But the expectations and everything else that was involved in being a teacher. So I decided that, I was ready. And however, whilst I was fully aligned in a sense of what my values were, what was important to me, and why I wanted to set up my business and do it, there was that fear element in my gut brain. Could I do it? What if I failed? I didn't have the identity of a business owner. I was a teacher. I worked in an education establishment. I was very secure in that. And, my life was kind of, I suppose, dictated in a way of, what my day looked like. And so I didn't have an identity of a business owner and somebody who could go out there and make a successful business. So of course, what that brought was fear and doubt and scarcity and fear that it wasn't gonna work out. So my head brain would go into a little bit of overthinking, a lot of overthinking actually, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of storytelling. Really, can you do this? Is it possible for you? Look at those people over there, they're doing it. Not sure if you're going to be able to. Come on, Sarah, you're just a teacher, blah, blah, blah. So this stuff would go on and on and on. And of course, what that then did was it stopped me from taking that courageous action and moving into running my own business. So for a couple of years, I kept putting it off, and I'd kind of say I was going to leave, and then I'd be like, no, I'm all right. It's fine. This is fine. And this is what we do, isn't it? Sometimes in life, we want to do something, but we hold ourselves back because of fear and maybe not feeling good enough and those beliefs that were installed. So of course, other people as well said things to me. Why do you want to leave a teaching job? You've got your secure job, you've got your pension, oh yeah, why do I want to leave? So again, other people's fears, other people's thoughts about it. And that would then go seep into me, and I'd be like, oh, maybe not then. So I'm telling you this because, this is what happens when we perhaps want to do something, but then find ourselves in this inner conflict and almost that inner turmoil with ourselves. And this is when our multiple brains, head, heart, and gut, aren't aligned, they're not integrated. So we end up in this indecision, this feeling of sort of push and pull, tug of war inside of us. Part of us wants to do something, another part is like, oh, can I, can't I? And it can feel, a really difficult place to be in, like that inner conflict. So the next part of my book on chapter 3 is all about helping you to integrate and align your multiple brains, your inner wisdom, your brain and body wisdom. And in there are some really supportive and powerful self-coaching questions to really tune into that innate wisdom, your intuition, your inner guidance, so that you can bring that to your conscious awareness and start to bring into your life what it is that you want. So chapter 3 is all about your incredible brains. So first of all, I invite you to go to your heart, because we say in embraining the heart leads, and there's many sort of neuroscience reasons for that, which I'm not going to go into here, but the heart leads. So first of all, go into your heart and ask yourself, what do you truly desire? So there are some questions on page 16 of my book. What do you truly desire in life? What does your heart truly feel? What do you deeply connect with? What lights you up? What will making this decision or living in this way give you? So we're getting into our values there. How will it benefit your life? For what purpose do you want it? What is the bigger picture for your life? How will it impact others? How will you feel? So we're really there tuning into the energy of your heart brain. And your heart brain's prime functions are your values, what you connect with, what's important to you, your what drives you, what motivates you, what you desire. And again, when we're living sort of on autopilot, we don't really take the time to breathe deeply and listen in to the whispers of our heart. So my invitation to you is to take some time to sit in quietness, sit in stillness, breathe deeply, drop into your body and breathe. You hear my breathing changing and my voice tone changing. Breathe deeply into your heart center, drop into your body and start to ask yourself these questions. Close off that chatter of your mind, close off external stimuluses, and sit quietly in your body and start to ask yourself these questions. So there is, on the audios, you can download free audios. I'll share the link at the end of this podcast episode. And one of the audios is the balanced coherent breathing, which actually comes from the heart math. And coherence is getting your nervous system into balance so that you can tune into the intelligences of your brain and body. You can't tune into your body intelligence if you're stressed, overwhelmed, busy thinking about something else. It requires stillness. It requires your mind and body system to be in coherence. So please do go and download those audios, even if you've not got the book. Download the audios and listen to the heart coherence activity. It's only sort of 5-10 minutes, and really get still, get quiet, and tune in to your brain and body. So they are the heart question. So this is tuning into the intelligence of your heart. The next is tuning into the intelligence of your head. So we've got the creation activity. And again, there are some questions about bringing your dreams and your desires and your ideas into creation. So some questions are, what incredible things would I like to achieve? How can I approach things in my life with curiosity and an attitude of expansion? How can I perceive challenges as an opportunity for growth? What will I see, hear, and feel when I'm living my life to the fullest? And what will others see? What will they see? What will they notice about you? This helps you to kind of dissociate and get a different perspective of, what when others are looking at you, what will they notice about you? How will they notice that things in you have changed? So what do you want in your life? So this is about bringing those dreams into more clarity and really giving yourself permission to go there, because we don't often give ourselves permission to go to that place of dreaming big, because it can feel scary, or what we say to ourselves is, well, that's not possible for me, so we shut it down. Well, perhaps you can give yourself permission to really go there and tune into it. So that's the head. And then finally, we also need to tune into our gut brain. And the prime functions of your gut brain are identity, mobilization, so moving into action, and then releasing and letting go of fears, so self-preservation. So some questions for tuning into your gut brain are, what fears are no longer serving me, and who would I be without them? I love that question. So what fears do you have that are stopping you from doing the things that you want to do in your life? And who will you be when you've not got them? Who will you be without them? I love that. It just releases and enables you to let go of stuff that's really holding you back. And again, helps you to vision what is possible for your life. Who will you be when you've no longer got those fears? What will you be doing differently? How will you be, approaching things in your life differently? What will you see, hear, and feel? What will your energy be like when you no longer have those fears? It's really empowering to do that, to ask yourself that question. Remember as well, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions. So as you're asking yourself these questions, you're priming your brain for success, you're presupposing success and happiness. You're giving yourself permission to release and let go of the stuff that's no longer serving you on an unconscious level as well. So your unconscious mind is always working for you. And when you ask yourself these questions, you're helping your unconscious mind to rewrite the narrative and life script, so that you are empowering yourself to live a life that you really want. So how can I feel secure and safe and still take courageous action? So that's really important, because your gut brain is about safety and security and self-preservation. And this is often why we don't change, or why we procrastinate, or why we want things, but we don't take the action towards them. Maybe you want to go for that promotion at work. Maybe you want to set up a business. Maybe you want to go and, I don't know, run a marathon, or, whatever it is, but then maybe you're not taking the action that's required to do that, because your kind of health and safety officer, your gut brain, self-preservation, no, that's too scary, it's not familiar. Your brain's a patterning system. It works on familiarity. So if it's not familiar, it will resist it. So we have to move through that. We have to break through that. So asking your gut brain, how can you feel secure and safe and still take courageous action, is really important. Are my actions and behavioral choices representative of who I want to be? Identity, gut brain, prime function, identity. What action am I taking, and what action am I not taking? And what is stopping me? Love that question. Who do I want to be? What behaviors and choices are representative of me and who I am becoming? What a gorgeous question. Who do I want to become? What behaviors are representative of that? My dog is having some dreaming behind me. Those of you on YouTube might be able to hear it. Who do I want to be? What behaviors and choices are representative of the me that I'm becoming? What a gorgeous question to ask yourself. So what you are doing there is you are tuning into your body as well as your brain. You're going to your values, what is important to you, what motivates you, lights you up, inspires you. Your head brain, creation, ideas, dreaming, what's possible for your life. Gut brain, who am I? What do I need to let go of? What courageous action am I going to take to do the things that I really want to do in my life? And once everything is aligned and integrated, your brain and body are aligned and integrated, then decision making, action taking, living the life that you actually want and desire is so much more possible and easy. So that is part 2 of reclaiming your life. Again, please do come over, follow me on socials, join my free Facebook group, sign up to my mailing list so that you get things through from me. If you're interested in training in NLP or MBIT, then I have courses for personal development, courses for you if you're a coach or a leader and you want to use these methods and practices with other people. You can become an NLP practitioner, NLP master practitioner, NLP coach, MBIT coach. You can join my community if you are already a coach and you want supervision or you want support in growing your business. I have a mastermind where I support coaches in growing their business. I also come into organizations and deliver communication, team development, high performance, leadership. I come and do guest speaking sessions using my book, like I am doing now, to support, people's, individuals, groups, teams, in being the best versions of themselves. So please reach out, connect with me. All the links are in the show notes, and I'll see you next time.